Ma'am, welcome to the NN podcast.
Thank you.
Um, I think that I saw you last time around in the Best Airlines Award in Nepal. Were you?
All right.
So, what was your experience like when people handed out so many awards to many different airlines from our country?
Actually, for that, what is the name of that award? Lalji Ban, right?
But
Okay, it was a good initiation, but I found so many, not only some, so many. They have to as one private company is awarding to the airlines. Airlines is very higher, and then they are very big, huge companies. So if they coordinate with the government, the tourism industry, tourism ministry, that could be more better. But still, it was an initiation. It was a good initiation. So let's hope for the next time. I give some feedback to the Lalji also, who is the organizer, because if you went through that, because there is a one Nepal Association Travel and Tour Association, which is a 54th year. Today they have AGM. They are celebrating AGM. So I am also a member of that association. So I didn't see them. I didn't see the CAN. I didn't see the tourism minister people. They also went for that because they are experienced and they know so many things. So I expect the next year maybe they
next year to be best.
Yeah. It was like a home award kind of that, family award kind of that. It was good initiation.
It was a good initiation, but
initiation was done. So hopefully for the next year, so many things they will. Let's hope.
Yeah, let's hope. One of the things that was particularly striking about that award, as you said, was that it was only a handful of companies who came. So it felt more or less like a family function of sorts where everybody knew everybody. And everybody was patting around each other's back saying, that's such a wonderful job. Then perhaps we need people to check and balance things out as well. Maybe that's the overall feel. You've been involved in the tourism business for a very long period of time?
I started my company from my one company. Today I have another news, today is the anniversary of 17th anniversary of my company.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And then I started my partnership like that 19 years back. And before that I was in tourism. But so almost 22 years plus experience.
Okay.
I started very young. I started my career in tourism from the Mullah Travel.
From the Mullah
Travel.
Wow.
Sanjay Mullah. So almost 22 plus.
Yes. Okay. And how much has the tourism business in our country changed in the last 20 years? I mean, 30, 40 years ago, we had a lot of hippies that would come to our country, smoke a lot of ganja, and we have a crackdown on that particular aspect of our society with the war on drugs that was established. And so how much has the tourism sector changed? I mean, the number of people who've come here has obviously increased. Places have got maybe more accessible. We've got better road facilities.
If I see infrastructure and that hotels and hospitality knowledge and that people know about the hospitality, that is growth is very good. If I see in the diagram, but if I see as tourists coming to the Nepal, that is going this was the height when it was 1998, 1993. As you said, the highest, the G, that was the free of cost. And then legally. But now I see the quality of tourists is like this. So I feel, maybe it's a demand of the information technology and these things also, but the quality of tourists is down rather than back to the 20 years back. Because I used to feel 20 years back, we used to have a American good quality of tourists, European good quality of tourists, so many good quality of tourists. But these days I found so low quality, so many tourists come as a FITs and then backpacker and then very budgeted. So maybe that is the reason we couldn't continue our marketing, or maybe the quality of our we giving to them. And so maybe that is the reason. That is the main reason, actually, not the maybe. So and the accessibility about the road access and the hotels. Hotels are good rather than, but the hospitality was better. It was in the 20 years back.
So the hospitality was better.
Yeah, it was very. Number of people are working in the hospitality is increased a lot, but the quality goes down. So maybe that.
So what aspects, when we're touching upon the word hospitality, what aspects are we really looking at? Are we looking at the treatment of a person to another, or are we looking at the goods provided to the service seeker?
A good provider service it, infrastructure, and then the hotel's quality, and the authentic food. And what they want all the authentic kind of things they want to see here. But now it's all the developed, and then we can't control on that also. So the tourists who comes for the religious, and then authentic things, they couldn't find here now, that taste and that things. So maybe that is all. Then the weather also has changed rather than the last,
Yeah, and I, as when I think of a tourist who comes to our country, one of the gateways is the Tribhuvan International Airport.
Yeah, that is also the biggest region, the international airport. Now we have 3 international airport, but the name only the international airport. Pokhara hasn't started yet. Bairua has started. Still, that is the only GCC country only of the other countries. And the only Kathmandu, if you see when you land, because I'm doing the outbound, I'm an outbound tour operator. The Nepali people I took through the other countries. And whenever I go to the other countries, when I land to the Nepal, from the day that land from there, I just start to feel like what was the airport in abroad, what is the airport like. The facility is the huge difference. So people expect when you pay money, so people expect. That's why the quality tourist has done.
And as soon as you land in the airport, so that's about the airport, but once you come outside of the airport, you're met with a lot of dust.
Right.
You're met with a lot of bad things now.
Unmanaged traffic, unmanaged, you will see the road. Repeatedly that is happening, once you land. Now it is very good compared to the 5 years, 6 years, 10 years back. 5, 6 years, 10 years back, what was happened, when the tourist has arrived in the airport, people from the hotel, people from the tourism sector, they used to pull them. That was so bad. And that was also bad intention, bad impression for the tourists also. Now that is nothing like that. Still, it happens when you go to the out from the arrival. You'll see lots of people pulling you for the hotels, pulling you for the, that is not good. So we need to promote more online booking, more sales from the travel agency, kind of that should be controlled.
So do you also think that there is a problem with the cab operations?
Right. Cab operation, also the mentality of the Nepalese people. Everyone should be in the very discipline.
Because as soon as you come out of the terminal, you have a lot of cab drivers.
Yeah, exactly. And then they don't know them. And sometimes we heard about some bad news also. Mm-hmm. They robbed, they stole, something like that. Because the last time I came, 3 months back, February, I came to the Nepal with one foreigner. She was from the France. Mm-hmm. She was a solo traveler, and she was a very budgeted traveler. And then we talk a lot in the flight. And so she landed, and I invited her in my home also. So when it came to my home, she told me she lost her mobile during traveling to the public transportation. Uh-huh. So we don't have a good public transportation because there are lots of people wants to go by the public transportation. That's not a safe. You have to get the expensive car, expensive, you need to pay a lot. So that also matters a lot. So public transportation and public, right now we have a Patao and these things, but still people are like doing that. So that could be also, that is also some reasons. So that should improve. So hopefully it will be. Yeah.
Since you work in a travel organization and you've been involved here for the past 2 decades or so, is there no outlet where you can express your concern to, say, the ministry?
Actually, I was in Nepal assistant tour and travel for the 10 years with a different of role. Like 2 years, I was as an executive board member only, and then joint treasurer, and then secretary. So I was there last 2022 only. I didn't win. So yeah, that time, what was my experience like? Always, we are association. We are just a breeze. Go to all the tourist travel agency to the government level. So what is the problem is we have a keep on changing the ministry. We go to the one ministry, meet them, give all the suggestion, proposal, everything. And the next 3 months, 4 months, there is a next ministry, and go and welcome him and talk to him and talk to her. And then for next 6 months, there's a next one. So no one can work properly. So that is a big problem in Nepal. Politics. So even we try public, private sector for that, we couldn't reach to that point. But still we keep on trying. And then the next thing is Nepal Association Tour and Travel also become very politics now. And there will be also from the party like MLA, Congress, these kind of people go there. And they work for their party only. So that is a bad trend has already started. So yeah, as I experienced, I tried and our team always tried. But the main problem is keep on changing the ministry people and keep on changing the rules and regulation. Because even whoever working in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs like that, they don't know there are so many rules. We need to tell them this is happening. They really don't know.
And they've never even been a part of it.
Exactly.
Never experienced it.
And the thing is, who is working the ministry, they don't fly. Some people don't fly to the abroad and don't go to the airport. These things that they never experience. And we explain them, this is happening, this is happening, this is the route. And they don't know. They are always, because they also keep on changing. Once the ministry people change, they also change it. So everyone taking like a monthly salary kind of that only. Just go and do some work and then talk a lot and talk big things.
Well, it's said about the people who work in the government or offices that the salary they take is not for the work they do.
Exactly.
It is for passing the Lok Sewa examinations. And they've got to do work, they need money.
Yeah, exactly.
That is the sort of mentality.
That is the mentality. Nowadays, it has improved, and it has. I can see lots of people has changes their mind, and they know we need to work. We need so many young people also. I can see even in the Nepal Airlines. If I see the 15 years back, we need to go through the Nepal Airlines for 1 seat, 2 seats whole day and keep on praise them, keep on telling them we needed 2 seats. And that is the so much monopoly they did.
They do.
Yeah, not only the monopoly, they earn so much money also, giving the seats. It is the airline seat and the staff is giving the seat. That means that we have to pay him. So I also gave because it was our,
It was necessary.
Yeah, necessary. So, but now if I see in the Nepal Airlines, so young people and they are very much energetic and they are keep on doing the so many, still only the 30% only, 40% only. Still they follow the tradition. What they
mentioned.
Yeah.
What they
Yeah.
Such last year, I think 2022, there was a lot of landslides, particularly in the trekking areas of our country. And Dolpa, for example, in Koromala Pass, Wilsa Sulvis, and the Annapurna Base Camp trekking region, that during the snow and heavy monsoon, not a lot, about tens the number was around the figure of 10 trekkers lost their lives. And as a result, the government said, now we are going to ban who's going to travel.
That was a good initiation. Actually, I also appreciate a lot because I also traveled solo once. As I am Nepali, I felt safe, definitely. And we used to tell from the Nepali traveler, I was, as a winner, I went to the Annapurna base camp. That was a very commercial trekking destination. And another thing is I went in the October. So I didn't experience any bad on that point, but still I was feeling like I met one Chinese solo travel girl, one Singaporean solo travel girl, and another like Vietnamese or something like that. Girl was traveling. Yeah, they were traveling, and then Singapore and then other countries. They were hiring the guide and then some good food and good kind of everything. But the Chinese, I saw so many Chinese. They were traveling solo. They were not hiring any guide. So that means we are losing money, and our guide is not getting the job also, not getting the work also. And another thing is, if happens something bad, then what? Because they are not well known about that route. Even I am also well known about route. But in my case, what I did, every day I used to get the one guide. Ask, shall I walk with you? Shall I join with you? That way I cross all the Annapurna base camp. But still, some they don't know the language, especially Chinese. They don't know the language of English. Also, the Nepali, there is no possibility. But I saw one girl was in very problem in the middle of the Machu Picchu base camp. She lost something like that, and she was searching for a loan. And I asked her, and she doesn't know the English language. But we helped her. It was a very commercial route, and it was an October peak season. But if it was as an off season and not a commercial route like some Manaslu kind of that, she could lose her life also. So I feel like that time you should hire a guide. Not because of you losing money, because of your safety. Because it's once you die or once something happen, people will say the Nepal is not safe. Kind of that message will go. So the last year they announced that was a very good. Actually, it should be for the safety also, and then for the good review for the Nepal trekking area also. And another thing is guide. So many guide are there. They work hard so much. They were expecting for the work also, so they will get a job also. So that is also the.
Yeah, I mean, there is a model like that at Bhutan, for example, where you have to spend
exactly. That's right.
Spend X amount of money. Please don't come in our country.
Exactly.
You're not welcome. So perhaps if we have a rule like that, maybe, as you say, we will have more quality tourists rather than increasing the number.
Exactly. They have one budget. You have to pay. If you can't pay, then don't go. So that kind of rules and that kind of, like our country, like small country, they should have. Then only you will get a good quality. And then another is safety, and the review will be very good. And then people will be very happy when they're back. If they had a very bad experience, they will explain to the others, this is the very bad experience. They will not see what their fault. Because, last time the France girl, she was, after her trek, it was announced that you cannot go alone, like guide must need. Her experience, and she was as a very free, she was taking all the free of accommodation. Coursera or something like that. There is an app, so you can apply and you can get the free accommodation like that. She was traveling and she came to my home also. I also didn't charge. But the thing I feel like that, it is not expensive, Nepal. If you go to the one Mardi, she went to the Mardi, it was a total, even if you pay more than 8,000, you should not pay. But the thing is in trekking area, whenever you see the tourist people, whenever you see the white skin, you start to charge a lot. That is a bad point, actually, because that is the not awareness. And sometimes I used to tell them in the long time when I went to the Langtan, I saw that there was one white skin, and we were also there, and the same thing we ate, but his menu was his charge was higher than us. And I asked why you did this. Then they said there's a different cost for the Nepali and the foreigners. That way also and he came to know he was charged high. So that is also bad trend we have, that kind of awareness also. But still, when you come to the other country, you have to buy. Otherwise, why are you going to the tourist as a tourist on other country if you don't have a ability to pay, you don't have capacity to. So now Nepal being a destination, if you don't have a money, you eager to travel some destination, then they choose this Nepal, and that's a very bad.
So this is more.
We have also so many qualities hotels. We have also so many good driver and the car and the guide and some things, all the things, and they want to travel free of cost. So this kind of also should be, and that is a good point. And the same way they have to do like all the trekking houses and these kind of like same cost for the foreigners and Nepalese. So that they will be also appreciate on that.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that happens not only in the trekking areas, but even the religious sites in our country. We see that Nepalese can go free of charge.
Of course, I have.
We've got different amount of charge for SAARC nationals. Then we say if you're from outside of the SAARC, you've got to pay so much and so much. And
they skip that.
Yeah, and that sometimes hurts me. Because when I'm taking a friend, I have to treat him like...
I had the same experience.
Yeah, I have to treat him as if he was somebody who didn't belong to me, as if he was somebody alien to me, because he had to pay so much. And as you say, the amount of corruption is something we've got to bring down.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they charge 1,000 rupees sometimes for a foreigner to get there, but when you get there, there are no facilities for it. I mean,
there's nothing facility. You know what happened last time? The same girl, I took her for the Dhuli Khel for a night on my cost. And when we back from there, she wanted to see the Bhaktapur Mott. She checked on the online also what is the cost of, but she was told by someone, Nepali or foreigner, I don't know, you can take a like chor bato, kind of that. Someone told her, and she was telling me, I really don't know the chor bato. But I hope there is no much cost. But in Bhaktapur, I was surprised, 1,800 for the tourists. And there's nothing paying instead of 1,800 she is getting. And she was thinking for the 10 nights, I should go or not. But I told her, you should go. You are not coming to the Nepal maybe the next 5-10 years. Maybe you are checking the another country, so you should not lose this. That way I convinced her, and she took a ticket, and she was regretted for the moment. I couldn't return my 1,800 rupees, kind of that. So yeah, government should think on that way. Instead of losing the money, if it was like 800, 400, 500, everyone can go. If we are paying 50 rupees, it's fine. The 100 rupees is paying by the tourists. But it is a huge difference. We are free of cost that they are paying for the 1,800. Okay, they are taking 1,800. So what on that 1,800?
There should be a few bodies that take a look at whether...
Exactly. One guide should be there, shipping to her, showing the everything. I was doing everything that. And instead of that one, a water, maybe refreshment or something like that, very authentic food she can taste inside the Bhaktapur. This will attract. Government never think on that way. They will just increase the cost of the entrance, and they are not thinking that what we are giving to the tourists. They will definitely think once you pay. Even if I go to another country also, I also think that way. If I'm paying some money, so what I'm getting on that? Definitely.
Because when we go to outside countries, they don't say,
Yeah, exactly. You pay the bill. It's very similar for the cost. Even the if I go to the European cost also same for me, and that is also not acceptable. I don't like that, especially because I have a brother-in-law from the US. My one brother-in-law, and they used to come twice in a year, for thrice in a year, and wherever we go, he has to pay extra. And we get so disappointed. Why? I look like a so many millionaire, billionaire. Why they took so much money for me every time? There, because he is a white skin. They don't allow anywhere. He is a kind of our family also, and we get so regret on that. So that is also a bad point. He is paying, so he used to skip so many things. So that is a loss for the Nepal also.
The other problem I see with the Nepalese tourism industry, especially with the opening up of so many travel countries in our country, is that if you read a lot of blogs that writers have written, it has been written by somebody who's never been to the place.
I know.
Exactly. Such bullshit things written about those places. It's so wonderful. It's so majestic. Everything is great. You've got to come. It is a must go, once in a lifetime opportunity. Things like these, and when a foreigner reads something like that, comes to a place, gets
You find a different thing.
So how is there any way that we could solve this problem? Maybe government cracks down on certain travel companies, reviews what they've written, and tells them you can't write things like these. Because sometimes when you read the blogs, and I say this because I used to work as a travel content writer for a few companies, they used to say, for example, the topic is, what is the best time for coming to Everest Base Camp? Or what is the best time for Annapurna Base? They said, you could come in the winter season too. You can come during the rainy season. It's so easy. All you need is an umbrella and you can do it. And they said, no, you can't do it. This is really risky place. And because I've been to Everest Base Camp, I've been to Annapurna, I know how difficult it is. Even in, say, you know that October is one of the best years, but if there is a hint of rain, it becomes so treacherous that they never write things like this.
Exactly.
And foreigners come, some of them lose their lives. When I went to the Annapurna Base Camp, just the day before I reached a particular place, we had news that one foreigner had been washed by the waters. And you've got to let people know that these are things that take place. This is not all easy. Not everybody can do it. So how could we do that?
Everything has to initiate by government, of course, because the YouTuber are also very bad since a very bad way, very bad trend going on. And there is no control. There is no rule what you can upload in the YouTube. Yeah, government never think on that way. Government sometime I heard some TikTok will be banned or TikTok. Yeah, but they have to do so many content. Because I had also experience whenever I go to the any places, before I go, I used to search in the YouTube. So 2021, I went to the Kori trek. I saw the Gumante blog, and there was like so many things they had hide so many things, because the Kori is a very it's not a commercial one. It's a facility is very less. You have to stay in the boat kind of that, yeah, and there is no tea houses. Those messages are not there. They should reveal those things also
as well.
If they had revealed those kind of things, I will be ready for that. I will prepare on that way. And there was one Maila Dai who was very famous. Talk about Maila Dai so much things about the Kumandi, but he is a very worse organizer. Because the day October, that was also October, the Dasai Tihar we got off. Once once we land in Siklis, we had a communication with the Maila Dai, and he told, yeah, come. So many times we had a conversation, we had coordination. So once we land there, once we go there, there's no accommodation for us.
So
He was just taking a lot of people randomly. Those kind of people working on that. So we just, that night we had one night there and we just switched and the next day. So, and then that time was raining and it was so difficult because October is not supposed to rain, but we had a weather forecast. We checked that and there was a rain. So we took all the stock. Even there's no rain weather forecast. Also, we used to take all the raincoat and stuff, everything. But that was a too tough trek because there is no good tea house. There is no good food. You can find so much facility. And the one when we back to the Kori trek to the Kapuchi Lake, we try to go. There was a rain, so there is only one breeze. They never talk about that. That breeze was took away by flood. We stopped a whole night in one that another also Mailadai Kothali kind of. He helped us for that. That was so. It was a experience, but bad experience. We learned life skill was there, but still it happened to the another country people. They will tell that thing. You never go to the Kori trek. That's not good. You never go to the Kapuchi Lake. That kind of, the review messages will go to the other countries. So that is the also has to control by people like Monte kind of vlogger. They should be aware about that. They should not be commercial one. They should be very real.
yeah,
They should reveal everything because the trekking area, everyone should know that is not the luxurious one. Whoever wants the luxurious, they won't go to the trek. They won't go to the those kind of countryside. They will go to the Pokhara and we have a good hotel, and they will go to the Chitwan and then so many good hotels and good facility. So you should not be lying those things. So blogger also should be aware of, and then they should be very real, and government also should control on that. They very necessary to do that.
I still remember a time when I was writing for a travel company in Tamil, and the name was, I think, Sublime Trails, and I had to write something about the Everest Base Camp since I'd lived in a place called Kumjung for about a year. Me write about it, and this was a time when the decree on having a compulsory guide was not really there. So I wrote a blog. I wrote that you can travel Everest Base Camp alone. You can. Not advisable, but you can. And they said, don't write this.
Oh.
And I said, look, I'm giving the authentic information. And now you say, don't do this. I've not recommended. After about 2-3 lines, I do write down that traveling with a guide is really safe. Because you never know where you're going to stray. You never know how to deal with, say, yaks, mules.
Exactly.
So a guide will help you. But it's not compulsory. And that did not go down well with him. And I thought, this is preposterous. You might get a few tourists in, but in the long term, it's not.
We don't want
Us.
Of course.
And I think that, and with cheap advertisement like this, we've also opened our country for what is known as over-tourism. This is a big concern of mine, that Nepal is going to be, say, like Venice, for example, in Italy. In Venice, since it's an ancient city, a lot of tourists flock here. But we had somebody from Italy about 2 months ago. He came here as an instructor. His name was Pier Matteo Ciccolini. He was a jet propulsion engineer, and he told me, look, people in Venice don't like tourism. There are too many people that are coming in, and Venice is not going to be able to handle this.
Right.
In 10 years,
I see that.
Venus might completely wash off because there's a lot of water problem. And I think sometimes we're not looking at things like these. We're only looking at numbers and saying, look, we need so many tourists in our country. Let's call this Visit Nepal 2022 and bring in so many tourists, but without really thinking about the deleterious effects of over-tourism.
Right.
So is this a concern either in travel organizations or in the ministry? Since I'm not really
so many times from the day one, as a tour organizer, like travel agency owner, being a travel tour operator, I had heard about that. We raised so many times that voice also. We need a very quality tourist, not the number of tourists. We need to this, we need the. Some point has improved. I won't say lot, but there is some improved by private sector, and there is some improved by some government sector also. But still, whoever comes as a CEO to the Nepal Tourism Board, he wants to create a benchmark like 50,000 million, the number one layer. Even the people coming for the study in Nepal, some foreigners comes to the Nepal also for the study. Yeah, they do. For them also, they count as tourists. They don't have valid data. And whoever come for the business also, they also count as a tourist. They just want the number of them. Yeah. They talk very big, and I always get sad when they get so much alertness about this. Why they are not alert? I don't know. This is a tradition, or maybe they want hunger for the money. They want a big position after another. That is the trend is going on. Once you checking the one association, so you will willing to have another good position. From there, again to willing position, and going that you'll willing to have a ministry position. That way, I'm saying that so many things, so many people raise their
concern.
Yeah. So yeah, still, I think the government needs a good leader. Unless they won't get you see the Balin, kind of that young, not only young, good kind of concept, good thinking that people should not be the young also. That kind of unless you won't get with the fulfill of all the financial condition is a good one. That also, I think, whoever comes to the leading point and leadership, they should have a good financial background. Then only they will, they improve further. They will think about the country. They will think about this. If you have a very bad, poor financial condition, you will always focus on that. But we can't say it for everyone. You can see the Sampang, Arka Sampang, he is not for the good financial condition, but he is very conscious about whatever he talks so many sometimes rubbish things also, but he is working good. So unless we won't get the good leadership, it is very impossible. But we hope from these two people, so many people I saw, young people, it will be improved, like Ravi Lamichani, maybe. Yeah.
Another proposition that might be a good result in terms of controlling the environmental pollution due to all the tourism would be, say, limiting the number of trekkers to a particular region. Say, for instance, I think in Manaslu, there's a law that not more than 1,000 people can go there in a particular year. Is it possible that we could do this for the Annapurna region as well, or maybe the Everest Base Camp as well? Just to even things out, not put a lot of burden of tourists on these places.
Like Manaslu?
Manaslu, I think is it not limited to about 1,000 trekkers per year? Not many people go.
Because there is no facility.
Okay.
Because there is no facility. Even I was also planning for Manaslu. It is a minimum 10 to 12 days trek. So you have to be prepared a lot. By mind, by financial, by everything, you have to be so much prepared. But the Annapurna Base Camp, Everest Base Camp, that is very commercial. You will get so many things, so many facilities. So yeah, the local people from the Manaslu and local government also, the area leaders also, they need to think about that. Why the Manaslu people are not so much going for the Manaslu things, Manaslu trek, why they are focusing on the other areas. So that is the reason. So yeah, they have to improve a lot, and they have to help a lot for the Manaslu people, how they working. And why they don't have a good tea houses, why they don't have a short distance tea houses. They have a very long distance tea houses. So you have to be very prepared. You need to carry your food. You need to carry like camping kind of so many things you have to. So that's why the people don't go to the Manaslu much.
Yeah, and I also hear there's a high amount of death.
Right. Yeah. That's true.
3 years somebody.
Yeah.
And if you
Yeah.
die,
That's true. Yeah.
and
Because of there's no people, so many people, there's no so much tea houses, so much guide don't even guide also don't prefer for that destination.
okay,
They will look for the good destination.
something that
Yeah.
safe.
Yes, safe, because they also love their life. So government has to think, and the local people also has to improve on that way. Like Manang is very developed. Manang is you can't find so many things. Still, you will find good hotels. You been to the Manang? You know, so Bratang. Once you start to the Manang destination, Bratang, you'll see a very luxurious hotel, Apple Farmhouse. So good, because that Manang people are very rich, and they are good in the financial. So they are investing on that, and the people also going a lot. Still, there is a road is very bad, still very bad road. But it's still compared to the Manaslu, it's just opposite of that Manaslu and the Manan. So I think
I hear that the far west of our country was also extremely beautiful. I've never,
right.
but we don't have enough facilities. For example, in Umla, in the Karnataka province, they say it's a paradise, but no roads out there. There's only a solitary. Durba, for example, is extremely beautiful, but the access is difficult. Do you think that the road transportation to trekking areas, or not simply trekking areas, but the areas
Certain in certain area, they have to that is very big. That one affect a lot. Like certain area, like unless you want to start your trekking route, you should have a good access to there. Good. I also planned for the Dolpa, but I couldn't cheer for that, because I researched, and there's so many things you have to compromise, and you have to take a long break also, and you have to prepare a lot of things, and there is a lots of risk. Yeah, far western areas are very, very beautiful. Still, people travel very few. So that is the main reason. Road access, and the flight is not there. I don't know why not focus on that area also, because as I think leadership, everything depends on the leadership. The Annapurna base camp and then Manang area, there is a good leadership. If you see the people who lead there, they are very good financial also. They think about their area, they think about their villages, and they invest and they work on that. But that area, people are not thinking on that way. Not really. Yeah. So that is the main reason.
So what was the journey like to working in the travel business? Were you always somebody who wanted to work in the travel business? How did your childhood shape you in ways to become such a travel entrepreneur in some ways?
I think someone wants to come to the travel business. The main thing, you should have a passion. The main thing is that, because I'm passionate about the travel and then like traveling, the main thing is that you should have. And another thing is you have to be very researcher for your sector if you want to come. Tourism industries is, if I say, it's a very good business, earning money and earning experience, seeing all the world. It is a very good opportunity in good business and a good industry. But the thing is, and another thing is very good point is less investment and high income also the tourism industry. That is very true. But the thing is, quality is not there. Competition is very worst. So, and then there is no control by government. Everything you can do, whatever you want. kind of things, these things is going on. But still, I tell to the young people, if they are in aviation, if they are in tourism, they are thinking on that, you should not give up on that way. You should come to the tourism industry, especially the young people. We need educated one. If I see in the Tamil area, so many travel agency, I saw SAE pass, SLC pass, not the SEC. SLC pass. They started their job as a porter. That is also good, and now they are a owner of the company. But what happened? If you want to complete at least the graduation or the master in this tourism industry, tourism sector, like your experience only won't get the quality.
True.
As I said, that leaders should be very good in the financial position. The same way, if they will have a poor financial condition, they will focus on the money only, not the quality. So that is the reason. So that's why I really urge to all the young people, even they are not good in the financial, but they should have a graduation. And if they had finished the graduation, and that you should not try to the abroad, you should stay in the Nepal. You will get a very good opportunity to see the whole the world and whole the world people, and you'll get the good on. And the next thing is you'll have if you have a passion, so you'll fulfill your desire, everything in the tourism industry. But you should have a passion about the tourism. If you don't have a passion, you think it's a good earning money, and then very easy to earning money, and then they will come, they will not get the quality of services. They will just invest and they will just focus. I have seen so many people, they invested here in the tourism industry. From the last, after the COVID, I have seen a big, like Chaudhary Group, like so many people have invested in this tourism industry also. But in that way, they will not looking for that. They will hire the people, they will do that way. But the quality and the competition, they will build very badly. Because they have enough
money to...
Yeah,
sure.
And they don't need the profit. So in that way, they are selling a very less quality services to the tourists. And then like we work here from the last 22 years, 20 plus year. So we are losing and we are not getting good quality services. And forcefully we have to also do that sometime. But I'm not doing that, but sometime. And some people does that. So that's why young people, they have to come to the waiver like this academy also. Once they pass, they should not try for the abroad. They should stick in the Nepal. We have one tourism association travel in Nepal that is looking for the student who work study in the tourism. We promote them, we appreciate them, we train them, we give them experience, so many things. We tell them like you have to stick and you should not go, you have to work start. And lots of people are trying that. And yeah, they are doing good also. So the whoever wants to come to as a tourism entrepreneur in Nepal, it's very good. Investing less money, you will earn a lot. Because in travel agency, if you open, or tour company, if you open, you just need a good one location. You should not have the good location you can have in your home also, but you should have a good quality of people working very hard, and then who knows about all the tourism. And then some licenses are not so expensive to get in Nepal, like 50,000 deposit in the Nepal tourism Bibag, tourism that
board.
Board. That is not Nepal Tourism Board, but that's a different part. They have to deposit 50,000 only, and then another is Rashtra Bank, I think 50,000, and then rest is the office premises. So hardly minimum 5 lakh you can start your one business. But you have to be very rich, knowledgeable about the tourism. What kind of services you should give, what kind of things you have to do, what kind of product you need to sell, what kind of product you have to promote, what kind of destination you have to promote. That is knowledge should have, but the investment is very less because we are selling a service only. We are not selling a product. So you should not, like if you open one mart, or as an example, you should have lots of store in your store. But in travel agency, you should not have like that. You don't need to. Only the air ticketing, which you can get in the like bank guarantee, those kind of. But that initially you should not do that. Gradually you can do that. But once you are very knowledgeable, very experienced, and very passionate about this business and travel industry, you can open in the just minimum 5 lakh. You can open your business, and you can start. And then if you sell the real things, then you'll definitely getting the good. The honesty should be there. Honesty is very important. I believe on that, because I never talk like false things. Whenever I sell any packages to my customer, I always did the fact thing. This is the fact. So they like that. Still, there's lots of people exit who believe in the honesty, not in the fake thing. So you should have one convincing quality only. But as I started my business in Jiro, actually. You won't believe, that time I had only 1 lakh rupees when I started my business as a partnership. I had only 1 lakh. I borrowed with my husband. I started that business, and I was totally zero. I made my one house. I buy my car, and my daughters there. Having the good university. She is in US now, the elder one, and the younger one, maybe she will also go. So whatever I made myself. So that is only in the tourism. So this is a very small example. So there are lots of people I saw who started zero. They are now billionaire kind of, so many 5-star hotels. They started also in the zero. So many youngsters also, so many people also I saw in the tourism industry, where you can start as a beginner, but now is a good. But those all are people I saw as a very good honesty, and then very hard work, and very knowledgeable, and very passionate. So that is the 3 things: passionate, knowledgeable.
Yeah, I hope that people take notice to whatever you said about starting their own business, and what qualities they should be looking for from not simply what they're trying to sell, but what they're expecting from tourists as well.
Yeah.
And it was wonderful talking to you. I hope that we get the Nepalese version sometime soon as well. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. I enjoyed a lot. Thank you.
Thank you.